All right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Bakak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect. I was watching the elder Atazwan, from our camp. He just did a video, concerning how this whole Black Lives Matter situation, all right, or this so-called Black Lives Matter movement, all right, is gonna, make Jake, all right, and by Jake I mean you Israelites, the number one face, all right, of basically terrorism, all right, which that's why I titled it Public Enemy Number One, okay, which is gonna be you Israelites. I mean, it always is, it always has been, okay. Oh, you said the sound is all right. Let me hold on. See if Lord willing it gets a little better. All right, so let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. All right. But yeah, basically it always is. Jake has been seen as, rebellious, okay, or troublesome, as a troublesome nation, even going back to the past. All right, when you read in the time of let me see if I can find a precept on it. Okay, it might be in Ezra, the 4th chapter. All right, so this is Ezra chapter 4, and I'll get to I'll start at verse 9. It says, Then wrote Rehum the chancellor, and Shimshai the scribe, and the rest of their companions, the Danites, the Apharsathites, the Tarpelites, the Apharsites, the Archivites, the Babylonians, the Susankites, the Dahavites, and the Elamites, and the rest of the nations, whom the great and noble Asnapper, all right, which was I believe this was Sheridan, all right, it says brought over and set in the cities of Samaria and the rest that are on this side of the river, and at such a time. Now this was going back. Let me put this on charge. All right, so bear with me with the feed. I know sometimes it messes up. All right, so if so long as I can hear the word, that's really what's important. But these were going back to the time of the Northern Kingdom. All right, now after the Northern Kingdom had been put into captivity, okay, because when you go back to the time of Shalmaneser V, all right, who had started deporting, all right, the Northern Kingdom, all right, from their land, okay, going back, after him, Sargon, Sennacherib, and Sheridan, what they did, all right, which was an Assyrian tactic, was they would deport you, all right, or take you out your land and put people from another land into your land, So it was like a switch or a swap to avoid revolts. Okay, that's what they would do. Now this had the neighboring heathens, all right, who were trying to stop the building. But the point is, in the letter they wrote to the king, all right, of the Persians, this is what they told him. All right, verse 11. This is the copy of the letter that they sent unto him, even unto Artaxerxes the king. Thy servants, the men on this side of the river, and at such a time, be it known unto the king, that the Jews which came up from thee to us are come unto Jerusalem, building and joined the foundations. So notice how it says what the rebellious and bad city who didn't bow down when Haman, all right, was passing by, okay, which that pissed them off, okay. But going through all the different captivities, we're the only one, all right. All right, Salakia. Saying always got to come in there try to mess things up. All right, but my phone was overheating, so I had to let it cool down a little. But anyway, continuing on. All right, so Jake was always known. All right, I'm gonna just have to hold it like this. But Jake was always known for being rebellious. All right, being always causing trouble. All right, for these oppressors. All right. So, let me read a little bit more. All right, this is verse 14. It says, "Now because we have maintenance from the king's palace, and it was not meet for us to see the king's dishonor. Therefore have we sent and certified the king, that search may be made in the book of the records of thy fathers. So shalt thou find in the book of the records, and know that this city is a rebellious city, and hurtful unto kings and provinces, that they have moved sedition within the same of old time, for which cause was this city destroyed." So they telling them, look, these Israelites, man, these Israelites over here that you allow them to come back to rebuild, they're rebellious. They've always caused trouble for kings and rulers, and they're seditious people. Okay, so what does that do? That made us public enemy. All right, now these heathens, all of them knew about us because we stood out. All right, and that also made us an enemy. When you read in Psalms the 83rd chapter, it tells you about all those that have come together, all right, to basically come against us. Okay, now in today's day and age, it's the same thing. All right, these heathens, they might try to play the part of like, oh, that's not right, and we're all fighting for equality and all this extra stuff. But in reality, man, they don't really care. They see you as a threat. That's why you might be walking 10 feet away from somebody, and she might be an Edomite. She see you coming, she clenches her purse, or in her mind, she's on high alert, because you being an Israelite, all right, it's a threat to them. Okay, so if you think that don't get it twisted. They're coming for everybody. All right, the only difference is the Lord's gonna protect us. Okay, but for you who are on Esau's side, when he turns on you, who you gonna go to for protection? All right, a lot of you people are gonna be lost, running around like headless chickens. Okay, so I'm gonna get into a few precepts real quick. All right, this is Isaiah chapter 13, and hey, a lot of people have become weak. All right, they've become weak mentally. All right, they've let their guard down. They've become weak physically. Okay, because due to this lockdown, all people have been doing is what? It's just being at home, chilling, eating. The gyms are closed, so people don't exercise. All right, and now that things are opening back up little by little, which right now, Texas, Florida, California, what are they doing? They're shutting things back down because they're saying, oh, we came out of lockdown too early. And then Cuomo is saying that he's saying that this is still the first wave. This isn't even the second wave. You got the stock market getting rattled. Okay, the stock market getting rattled because of these coronavirus cases going back up again. Okay, which the hell ain't even broke loose yet. The hell ain't broke loose yet. But you got people out here, they all chilling and stuff like that, as though they won the war. like the match is over, the war is over, they won the war, and everything is all good. You don't know that you're about to be demonized, which that's what's happening right now. You got people on social media talking to, oh yeah, we support this. If you're not with this, all that they allowed you to do, guess what? They kept record of it, man. Okay, and when they come up into your houses and they start coming down, all right, with great wrath upon you people, man, you're gonna be seeking mercy. You're gonna be begging. You're gonna be seeking. You're gonna be running around. All right, because right now Jake runs around, but they having fun. They chilling. They having a good time. They doing fireworks and all those different things. But when that time comes, man, and these troops get out here in these streets, man, they're gonna slay a lot of you without question, man. Because you're of no importance to them. To them, you're just a bunch of niggas. Look, I'm watching them right now. Throwing their little firecrackers and stuff like that, man. When they start setting you people on fire, it's not going to be funny. Okay? Wake Up the Dead 144. And they start talking about shutting stuff down. Yep. They're going to shut it back down again, man. And if they're saying this isn't the second wave, then what you think the second wave going to be like? Oh, yo, Jake, man. Jake's, boy. Anyway, this is Isaiah chapter 13. All right. Verse 6. So you're going to have, when the time of Jacob's trouble comes, it's going to be destruction carnally and spiritually. Okay? It says, therefore shall all hands be faint,
and every man's heart shall melt. What does it mean all hands will be faint? Meaning you're not going to have power. Okay? You're not going to have power in your hands to do the things in which you think you would do. Oh, when this dude, he tried to touch me, I'm going to knock him out. He tried to touch my girl, I'm laying him out. But when the time comes, you're going to be scared shitless. You ain't going to have any power to do that. It says, and every man's heart shall melt. Your heart meaning your mind. Okay? It's going to collapse. People are going to panic. All right? They're going to panic, and when you panic, you can't think rationally. And that's why the scriptures say in Isaiah 33:6 that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times. Because wisdom and knowledge of the times to come, knowing what's about to happen, knowing how to get delivered from it, knowing the Lord, that's going to keep you calm. That's going to prevent you from panicking. Okay? So you can make sound decisions, all right, on the fly. And a lot of our decisions are going to be made through the Spirit, okay, to guide us. Verse 8, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them, they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, they shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. Okay, now let me look up, it loads up, because Satan been real active lately. All right, we'll just give it a second. I want to look up the word amazement. All right, because when it says let me read it again. It says, they shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. It's not amazed in the sense of, oh my gosh, that's amazing, I'm so happy. No, it's more like astonished, surprised, shocked. Okay? Like when you're watching a movie and something bad happens, and you might have two people and they may be in shock, so they'll open their eyes and then they'll turn and they'll face each other like, oh my gosh, that just happened. That kind of quote unquote amazement. Okay? So it says going on, verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord, he's angry. All right? When that hell starts coming on this place, it's not a time to let's sit down and now let's reason. Now let's talk. When somebody reaches the breaking point, all right, there's no, oh, I want to sit down now and understand what you were trying to teach me before. There's none of that. Okay? It's anger, and guess what? The Lord is about to unleash his wrath upon this place, man. And you got people walking carefree, man, doing, and it's angering because the Lord said what? Give them warning from me, but they don't care. It's like here. All right, they don't care, man. These people, they don't want to hear the warning. So be it. When the time comes, the scriptures say thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power. But just because you're willing in that time, if you're not of the elect, that ain't gonna do you no good. You could be willing as much as you want, but it's not up to you. It's up to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. You should have been willing when the Lord was willing to have mercy on you. But it tells you that what in the book of 2nd Esdras, that when a place of repentance was open unto them, they despised it. Okay. Going on, it says, verse 9, Isaiah 13:9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So you got people right now who think, oh, how could the Lord do such a thing? And look at what's going on in the world. Where's God? He hasn't even started doing anything yet. All the Lord did was like clear his throat. He hasn't even started, all right, bringing the calamities that are written to happen, all right, fully on this earth yet, and you got people complaining. You got people, so-called Christians losing faith because they're like, well, look at all this, I have faith, but I still caught corona, because really what they lack is understanding. If you have understanding and you caught corona, you wouldn't lose faith because you caught coronavirus, all right? Anyway, going on, it says to lay the land desolate. And how's he going to do that? By way of those nuclear missiles. All right, that thermonuclear fire is going to lay this land desolate. And a lot of these people with it, man. A lot of people a lot of people you see in your neighborhoods, your cars, the buildings, the stop sign, the police, everybody. When that time comes, if you're not of the elect, the Lord is going to melt you with this place, man. Okay? And I understand why the Lord needs to change our minds, because that's going to be a lot to grasp. That's going to be a lot to take in. Like literally it's going to be such a big change, that you're going to go from living in a complex or an apartment or, your neighborhood to now you're on a chariot looking down as everything is burning. You know, everything is gone. Literally, there's no going back at that point. There's literally no going back. You want to talk about people wanting to go back to normal? There's gonna be no man. All right, at that point, America's gonna be done, destroyed. Okay, but going on, it says, lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. So you thinking, oh, the law is done away with. That's what my pastor told me, so I'm good. You know, if you're under the age of 7, all right, you don't gotta worry because you're good. That's not how the Most High deals. We tell you what He has determined is going to happen. What we tell you, what the Most High told us is going to happen. We're not telling you what the Most High is going to do because we're going to make Him do it. We're telling you what the Most High is going to do because He told us He's going to do it. Okay? By way of these scriptures. So, verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. Okay? And the stars, these celebrities, all right, which all it took was to shut down what these celebrities are good at doing. If it's music, you shut basketball. But if basketball is no more, then LeBron James is another man, another regular person. And when all hell breaks loose, it doesn't matter how rich you are, what status you're in. The scriptures say, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. All right, so you're going to be saved by your righteousness, man. All right, by the work you've put in for the Lord. And a lot of people are going to find out that they're in a negative account. Their spiritual account is in the negatives. All right. It says, it says the sun and the moon shall be darkened, or the moon shall not cause her light to shine. All right, because guess what? When all hell starts breaking loose, man, a lot of these people are going to be scrambling about. The people you go to, all right, for knowledge, for understanding, for comfort, because the scriptures sometimes refer to the sun and the moon as knowledge and wisdom. Okay, so the people you go to calm you down and give you that comfort, whether it's your CNN or MSNBC or News 12 or your scientists, whoever it is, they're not going to be able to give you answers because they're not going to be able to explain the things that are happening. All right, and these women are going to fall right in line too. All right, don't worry about Isaiah 4:1, because the closer we get to the time, the more obvious it'll be to you as to how or why that scripture was written in there. Okay? Verse 11, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. All right? It says, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So this is why the Lord is doing this, to humble the earth. All right? To humble these people. Now, back then, all right, when you go back to the time of Noah, because of all the wickedness that was on the face of the earth, the Lord had to flood it. Okay? And guess what? Men still came back, and they're still doing more wicked things now than they did back then. So now the Lord's going to flood it again, but this time with fire. But this time he's not going to flood the whole earth. Okay? Not just any regular person. Okay? But an elect man. Why is the Lord going to make a man more precious than fine gold? Or how? Is by the adversity we go through now. The scriptures say that we have been put through the furnace of affliction, all right, and we have been basically tried, all right, and found acceptable men. Okay, I believe that's in Wisdom of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. Okay, so going on, so the man is going to be made more precious than fine gold. Why? Because in that time, as it tells you in Isaiah 32, and I believe is the 2nd verse, a man shall be as an hiding place from the tempest, all right, and all the destruction that's coming, because the Lord is going to post that are with them. See if maybe that'll fix it. All right, just give me 1 second. I'll all right, Salakia, about the stream connection there, that's definitely Satan. You know, Satan's going hard like he always does. But what I'll do is, Lord willing, I'll end it right here, and then, you know, I'll come back, all right, later on, you know, and you know, fix the connection and everything, and you know, Lord willing, we could continue with the lesson, you know, because, you know, there's no point if the stream is messing up, you know, and, you know, unless it's doing, I mean, it looks like it's doing good now. So what I'll do is, actually, you know what, let me finish a couple precepts first, and then if it keeps acting up, you know, I'll end it and then restart it again at a later time. But right now, since we good, we're gonna jump right back on the spirit wave. So Isaiah 13, all right, where was I? Verse 15. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. Okay, So when that time comes, all right, and they're gonna go door to door. They're going to go. You look, when all hell breaks loose and these troops are on the streets, all right, boots to the ground, they're not gonna come and just leave. Oh, there's a house here, but we're just gonna leave it. There's a house there, but we're just gonna leave it. No, they're gonna do door to door searches, all right, to make sure that whatever they're saying is what you're complying with. What do you think the whole contact tracing and stuff is for? They're getting you accustomed to the I got one more verse. This is Isaiah chapter 13 verse 16. It says, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. All right, so that's the times we're coming into, man. Okay, it's going to be a very bloody time, and Jake, you are the number one target of these heathens and of the Lord. All right, if you're not of the elect. Okay, but I'm going to end it here for now. All right, the stream connection seems to be really, really bad, so I end it here for now, and Lord willing, I'll come back. All right, and I see you brothers. All right, on then. All right, so with that, I want to give